This is our first ever interview.
That's cool. No problem. What's up, everyone? Joe Gray here today with another AMA warm-up where I get to talk to our upcoming AMA hosts. Today, I am joined by Dialed Motion with some cool stuff already out and probably more on the horizon. Guys, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. All right. So, as I told you, we tend to get right into these, keep them nice and quick and to the point. So, let's start off with the first one. Give us the intro. Who are you? Why are you here?
Yeah, I'm James. I have a background in mechanical engineering and robotics. And this is my brother. I'm Leland. I'm a mechanical designer and I do our product modeling.
Right on.
Yeah, and we're here because we designed a cable system and launched it under the name Dialed Motion. And we just did our pre-order and that went super well and had a lot of good feedback. And we're in the process of getting those orders fulfilled. So we're super excited to talk about that.
Right on. Okay. Number two, tell me about your lifting experience.
So we both have played soccer our whole lives. We were year-round soccer players through childhood, and we both played in college. We were introduced to lifting through our strength and conditioning coaches in college. And really realized how important that was for our physical health. Now we do a lot of rock climbing, and lifting is just, a big part of staying healthy, staying fit for that. Yeah, for me, I had a lot of injuries throughout my playing career, and training and physical fitness is super important for my mental health. So being able to stay healthy is one of the most important things. So I've spent a lot of time learning about functional training and corrective exercises. I got my personal training certification a few years back. Yeah.
Nice. I like it. So it sounds like you guys, so like myself, I lift for the sake of lifting, is what I typically say. Sounds like you guys use lifting as more of a kind of like an accessory to keep you going throughout life and maybe your other endeavors. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I think through soccer and the other sports that I do, there's been a lot of like kind of imbalances and holes in my fitness and strength and training and learning about body and mechanics of it and everything has been so important to allow me to keep playing and keep active, which is what I love to do. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, a big reason of why we started developing the functional trainer was shoulder injuries and shoulder instabilities and just wanting to have a functional trainer to build out that stability.
All right, so number three, what is your guys' experience with the home gym community?
I really like the uniqueness of everyone's home gym. It's really cool seeing everyone's setups and how they personalize and customize it for their space. And you can really just set it up to get exactly what you want. And I think our product fits really well with that because we're not just like a static cable system that only works with one brand or one type of rack. It's like almost like Lego pieces that you can put together and set up in a bunch of different ways on different racks and really get to customize for your space and make it work in the same footprint as your rack. And that really gets me fired up, helping people like figure out how the cable system is gonna fit their needs in their small space.
Number four. Okay, what makes your cable systems unique? You just talked about it a little bit. You got some Lego pieces and stuff like that, but go into that a little bit further since this is kind of your flagship product at the, currently.
Yeah, so our cable system is designed to work on 3x3 racks, and it works with 2 posts, 4 posts, 6 posts. Our cable retractor is our kind of the core of our system. It allows the cable to be tensioned, so it can be used in all sorts of different ways.
We really wanted to make a cable system that wasn't specific to one brand, that it can be used on all sorts of different racks, any brand, really universal. And the cable retractor really opens up a lot of possibilities because you're not fighting with loose cables, and it also makes it so you can use it on any height rack. Like the length of the cable will just adjust.
So you guys made this piece. I'm assuming, do you have experience making things before you made this?
Yeah, I'd say. So like my brother said, he's got a background in mechanical engineering and robotics. I'm a mechanical designer. Before this, I had a 3D printing company where I designed and manufactured 3D printers. We've also been selling bicycle wall mounts for a while now that we manufacture in our small shop in San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been kind of trying out the e-commerce selling and making our own products, and now this is kind of the next step of having it made outside, and then we're still going to have it shipped in here and do all the assembly ourselves, quality check it, package it up, and send it out. So it's kind of a next logical step. Yeah, and even before that, it's kind of been a lifelong dream for us to work together. We founded a robotics team in high school and did really well with that. And after working together through the robotics team, we just kind of knew that we wanted to keep that going as long as possible, and like try and apply the things that worked really well for us in that to real life. And this is, I think, a really good fit for that, designing and launching products.
Cool. Do you guys have do you have ambitions to do more in the home gym space, or do you think that this is kind of the one, and then you've got maybe some other ideas elsewhere? Sounds like you kind of aren't like, I'm home gym all the time forever kind of thing. You guys are kind of not, which is cool. Like that's not a that's not a negative on you. I find that interesting. So like, do you guys think you've got more room to expand and add and everything in this particular niche space, or do you think your next thing is going to be something else?
Yeah, so I've had a home gym for quite a few years now. It's always, I mean, I definitely love the home gym, being able to have your own space and be weird in it. So the product, having a functional trainer in the home gym, was what I kind of was missing for a long time. So we have our functional trainer now that fills that void that I had in my own home gym. There's definitely, I mean, I'm sure you've experienced many different problems and things that you might want solved in your home gym. So being in that and I don't have any plans to not have a home gym in my life really ever. So there's definitely plenty of space for innovation, I think, in the home gym. I mean, we have our different accessories that that are in development currently for our cable system. We might have some other products definitely that we might pursue also for the home gym. So yeah, I think we'll definitely be in this space for a while.
Cool. So you said you've had a home gym for a while. Are you pre-COVID, during COVID, or post-COVID?
It's definitely evolved. It was much more minimal setup pre-COVID. I think we definitely got our squat rack before COVID, but so it kind of worked out timing. It was right before
Yeah,
kind of the
nice.
whole.
2020 is when we actually started developing the cable system.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, before that it was more calisthenics type, like, minimal setup,
Sure,
adjustable dumbbells, pull-up bar,
gotcha.
straps, that
Yeah.
type of thing.
So
And then
did you start making the cable system because of COVID? Like, did you say, hey, this is something I don't have and can't have because I can't go to a commercial gym? Or was it just kind of those two things just lined up at the same times?
really before COVID, for a long time I wanted a cable system. I
Yeah.
mean, like, I spent a lot of time in the physical therapy clinics and stuff and using functional trainers.
Yeah.
So I saw kind of the value of it. And then at home, it was just kind of like, I mean, my home gym's evolved. It was, in apartment bedrooms for a bit. I had a big Rogue like pull-up bar on my. I don't think my landlord loved it, but that type of thing. So I kind of always wanted a functional trainer. And then being a mechanical designer, it was always like in the back of my head, like, how could I make a minimal functional trainer that could not have sacrifices? And it just didn't, it was hard to get around. And then once we got the squat rack, then it was kind of a light bulb moment, like, we have the frame, the structure, we have weights, we can integrate it. And then once we got the squat rack, then the product kind of came to life. But
Sure.
definitely before that, I wanted a functional trainer. But
Cool.
yeah.
I like it. Yeah, always interesting to talk to people about what sparked them into a home gym in general. Because I mean, it's got to be like 75% of people is because of COVID.
Yeah.
When I tell people, so as of November, I've been in my garage exclusively for 10 years, and people are like, "Oh, wait, you did it before COVID?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm one of those weirdos." So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah, it's
right.
definitely a different. I like both. Like, we're both like big into rock climbing, and they
Yep,
have a pretty extensive gym connected with the rock climbing gym. But
yep.
I definitely prefer lifting in the home gym, being able to, most of the time I'm lifting in my boxers or,
Sure.
blasting music,
Yeah,
no waiting for the weights.
yeah,
It's just, it's a different experience.
yeah, yeah. The so I went through my master's and it was working. So I would wake up at 5, do my workout, get showered, etc., head off to work, come home and study for like 2 or 3 hours or whatever. And I told people for quite a while, I'm like, I mean, if you added a half an hour each way to the commute plus waiting for stuff, etc., I would
Yeah.
have probably not lifted for 2 years because there just wasn't room for everything. So for me, it's always been the convenience of I just step out there and I get it done, and then I can come back in here and it's not a big deal, and I'm ready to rock again. So,
Yeah. It definitely removes the excuses.
yeah. Yeah. All right, so last one on the list for us today is tell me why people should be excited for your upcoming AMA.
Yeah. Because our product is so universal, and it can kind of integrate into whatever unique setup you might have in your home gym. We're really excited to see kind of what the community comes up with in terms of setups. And yeah, we're always amazed what users might think of. We get a lot of questions of maybe some weirder setups or
Sure.
whatever, but having that as a community and being able to kind of build off each other's ideas, I think that would be really cool, and people can ask whatever questions they might have.
Yeah, it's really fun seeing the napkin sketches and the little sketches on phones and stuff of people's setups and how they plan on using it and things we haven't thought of. So I think the community is going to be a really big part of it. And I think it's really exciting to, once we start shipping these out, to see videos and stuff of how people set it up. But yeah, just people bouncing. I think it'll just be a good spot for people just to have their own input and ask us any questions they have regarding their unique setups. And yeah, should be cool.
Awesome. You guys mentioned you just did your pre-orders and they're shipping. Are they like currently shipping or you're in the process of?
Not yet. So we've submitted all our manufacturing orders, and about 90% of our parts got on a boat before the Chinese New Year. So that's on its way here. We're hoping to get that around the end of this month.
Okay.
And we just signed a lease on a new warehouse space in South San Francisco. So we'll be getting ready and putting those together, and then we'll get the remaining 10% of parts probably a couple weeks after that. So
Okay.
we're planning to, we're still on track to ship stuff out in March.
Cool.
And then
Okay.
we'll be opening a second pre-order either in March or probably early April.
Is that how you plan to do it going forward, is pre-order, like, or are you going to have it in stock at some point, or?
We would like to move to having it in stock right now. I mean, the company's all self-funded and funded by our people who are placing the orders.
Of
So
course.
we haven't decided to take on like investments yet. So yeah, we're not sure. At some point, we do want to move over to having stuff in stock so people don't have to wait as long. But
Yeah. No.
yeah.
I mean, either way, you know, so we did a question for the Gretchen competition last year, and it was around like things that you care about and don't care about in terms of experience for buying stuff. And one of the lowest ranked ones was the like having stuff in stock or the timeline of delivery. It's not that people don't care, just my experience, it's more of a are you upfront and do you communicate well? Are you telling people, hey, it's going to be March and then it's March of the next year? Or is it, actually on point, and then if you have a delay, do you communicate that delay? And then hopefully you don't have 7 more delays. So yeah, I mean, as long as you guys are doing that, you're never going to make everybody happy, but I'm sure you can keep costs down a bit by doing the orders this way as opposed to stocking 100 units and somewhere kind of thing. And so yeah, cool. Anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Nope. I think that's
Cool.
it.
All right, guys. So everybody, I will have details on their upcoming AMA in the description below. Make sure to check that out. Come chat with them, ask them all the good questions. If you've got ideas on how to use a dialed motion or maybe something else they should come up with, you think that they could bring to the table, this is a prime opportunity to pick the brain of some people who are creating some cool stuff for us who lift at home. They also lift at home, which is always a pet peeve of mine. You can tell the people who lift at home that make stuff compared to the people who just make stuff. There's a big difference. So I'm looking forward to see what else you guys come out with, and I think it's going to be a good AMA for everybody. So check that out in the description, and we'll see you guys soon. That's it.
See ya. Thank you.